Yep. Go back.
Maybe trying.
It claims we're live now.
My computer's spinning, but sure.
Spinning.
Well, there it is.
All right. Sounds like we're actually live now. So hopefully people can see us and hear us. Not so much on the computer that we are attempting to answer chats on. That should load here in a minute. So if you guys do post any chats, it may just be a second before we actually see them to be able to answer, but we will definitely do our best to do that. Glad to have you all here with us tonight. With us, we have David and Jason. And you can't see them, but Kim and Kevin are there.
We're here.
And then beside me, Nathan, and I'm Candace, for those of you that don't know me. Tonight, we're going to go over just kind of what's up and coming for Epic 4x4 Quest real quick for those that haven't been able to see what's going on. And then we're going to jump in and talk a little bit about what to expect with our fourth M.O.A.B event. M.O.A.B for us is actually an acronym, although it is also a location. It is not where this year's event will be taking place. It will actually be on the Rubicon this year. So we will talk a little bit about that and then give you guys the official who the randomizer says is going to be joining us. So real quick, on our website, on our event page, we have all of our events for the year posted. Our next thing that will be coming up will be the Go Topless event. We're working on finalizing location for that. I'm attempting to see if we can get us to be at the Lincoln Tech building. We'd be out in their back parking lot, but that's still in the works. So keep an eye for where our final location will be for that. But that's our hope, at least. That will be on May 20th. And again, just keep an eye on for details. Our annual event will be in May. That one, we had all of the participants selected back in October, I believe it was, off the very top of my head. And then the ones that will be opening up later as we get a little bit closer to it, they normally open approximately 1 to 2 months in advance. If you go and you see here, you can click info, and up here it will tell you the Chinaman night run is going to open on May 12th. At 8 p.m. So you have an idea of when that will open. We do only take a select number. Those are first come, first serve. And then we have our summer law enforcement first responder run / ride along. So those are specifically for our first responders and law enforcement members. It's a way for us to get them out on the trails, allow them to get disconnected and be along other first responders. And then we'll have our M.O.A.B event on the Rubicon, and then Blanca Peak, that one will be open to everybody. And then again, we'll have a fall run for our first responders and law enforcement. And then if you haven't been added to the email roster and you would like to do that so that you can get email updates, if you're not on Facebook or Instagram, that's the best way to also get up information, besides just checking in on the website all the time, is to just come here, fill out your information, we'll get you added to the roster and make sure you get email updates. It would be coming from Epic BOD at epic4x4quest.com. So just make sure to check your spam if you're not seeing something after you register. So that's that and what's kind of coming up for the year so far. As far as the event goes itself, I'm just going to go ahead and since I'm here, let's just, if I can find the right one, let's just click on it here. So all of the information will stay out here so that if anybody needs to go back and see it, they can. But ultimately, what we're doing is we are going out to the Rubicon in August. I would suggest everybody getting there at least the Sunday before we start the event, because we will start pretty early on Monday morning to allow us to be able to get to our first camping location. This will be camping the entire time that we're on the trail. There aren't any plugs, so be ready for that. There are some porta potties here and there along the route, but not in all locations. We are going to have everybody be responsible for their own trash. You're going to have to be able to pack in your own lunches and drinks, and possibly some breakfasts too. We'll make sure that whoever's with us knows exactly what meals they need to pack for and have. We will be providing the dinners on the trails. When you look at the Rubicon Trail, there's multiple options of how you can run it. So I think the biggest thing that we are going to not partake in would be big sloughs.
Yeah, I think it's big sloughs. Not
We'll
old
do
sloughs.
little sloughs, but we won't do big sloughs. So just so
Or
everybody
is it
is,
old sloughs?
or old sloughs, big sloughs, old sloughs, whatever that one is. It's one of those. That one we won't do. We will do little sloughs. The
Old sloughs.
old sloughs. See, he knows the answers. I don't know the answers. That's why he does the trails and I do the talking.
That's right.
We will also be running a newer portion that is a private section of property that has a trail that was added to it, and that's called the Granite View Loop. So we will be adding that to our trip as well. Anything I have missed that anybody thinks that we should add in or make sure everybody's aware of?
Probably just add to have a way to pack trash out as well, because we're on the trail for 3 days. So as long as everybody can pack in, pack out.
Yep, there's definitely a pack in, pack out. We'll tell you we were there when it was 100+ degrees. Ice can be challenging. There's going to be ice at the start. That's, option, or like when you get gas before you come up to our meeting spot. And that's pretty much all you have. So limiting as much in and out of your coolers is really important. But yeah, definitely going to be a pack in, pack out situation, and us all working together to make sure that that happens.
Turn this on.
We'll attempt to camp in the same location 2 nights. So we'll have to pack up and move at least once. But the other 2 we're going to attempt to be in the same location at least twice. So there is that as well. Anything else you can think of?
Not that I can think of.
All right. So anybody that gets selected, if you have questions that we didn't answer tonight, you have concerns, you're not sure if you feel like you're up to it, you want to, but you're questioning yourself, don't ever hesitate to reach out. We're happy to discuss with anybody. If you're not one of the 12 that gets selected tonight and you get put on our alternative list, what we do is we'll reach out to you as in the event that a spot were to open. So if somebody gets selected tonight and they choose to decline and or do not respond within their time that they have, we normally give about 3 days from tonight to answer us. So you're going to get an email that's going to come to whatever email address you put on when you applied. So that's the email to watch for. If you do not get it, make sure you reach out to us at epic4x4quest.com so that we can reply to you and get you the information so that you can accept it. You do have that limited time to do that. We attempt multiple outreaches if for some reason we haven't heard from you, just to give you the best chance and opportunity, but do be watching for that. We do ask our deposit to be made within 7 days of tonight. So if it takes you 3 days to accept, you're going to have about 4 days to actually have your deposit in. So that's going to be 7 days from tonight. The only time that's a variation is if we're extending out to somebody on the alternative list, and then it's 7 days from the time we offer them the position. And I think that is the most important thing about as far as how you need to make sure you're accepting. We will post the results on to the Facebook page just to make sure everybody has it and can see it. And I think that's it as far as that part goes. So without any more said, we're going to go to our randomizer here. And we just use a free randomizer. This one's Random Name Picker. It's the one we've used for all of our events. And what we do is we take everybody that was on here that put in their application. So I export everybody out. And then I highlight anybody that joined us for 22. And then that gets separated into 2 buckets here. So everybody that's in this first bucket here that did not join us before, that's our 22. And you can see I got 22 here. So we come down here and I'm going to pick 6 on this first round. So we have it set to 6. We'll remove the names. We remove any duplicates, although we shouldn't have any in there. And then we click our little start button. And I have to scroll down to see what we got. So here we go. We have Rick, David H, Mike, Todd, Joe, and Shane. So let me just screenshot this real quick so I can post it. It's hidden. There it is. That's our round 1. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to take those that are up here and left over, and we are going to drop them into our next randomizer. I guess it would help if I get rid of my screenshot for a second here. And so now we've got 26 names here. So that is the remainder of who did not get selected here, plus those that did participate with us last year. So we got 26 names. Again, we're going to take 6. This is our remaining 6. We're going to remove names, remove our duplicates. And we're going to come down here. And here we go, our next 6. So we've got Lisa, Jamie, Mike, Taylor, Stephanie. Uh-oh, I got all kinds of stuff popping up here on the screen. Sorry, guys. Mike Covert and Chelsea. So let me screenshot this group here. And drop it where I don't lose it. Me and my mouse aren't getting along. Okay, there we go. All right, so then, again, we're gonna go into our next randomizer. So this is gonna be everybody that did not get selected is inside this group. That leaves 20. We had 26, so we have 20 now. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a group of 10. It just lets me have a shorter list to work off when I'm trying to make outreaches. Just makes my life a little easier. Something I'm trying to make it to where I can figure out who's next in line faster. So we're gonna do 10. Again, we're removing any duplicates and names. We click to randomize, we scroll down, and here is how we have that first set of 10 that are alternates, so that this will be the order in which the offers would go out in the event that somebody declines or ends up having to drop out at any point. This is the first 10 in the group. I'm going to do the remaining 10. So that will be everybody that is left. So we've got 11 left. I just clicked 12, so it can't short me anybody. And again, we pick our random names. We scroll down, and then here's the remaining order. So that first set of 10 that I did for alternates will get the offers first, and then after they are offered, if we're still searching, it will continue down the list to these remaining alternates here. So I will post all of this inside of the event page that's on Facebook to make sure it's there, just for easy reference. And then, of course, this video will always be available for anybody to come back to look at as well. And I think that's that. Unless there's questions. Any questions inside the chat?
Not yet.
Not yet? All right. Well, we are excited for everybody that was selected. We are really excited for this year. I think the Rubicon is going to be epic. There's no better word for it. I'm really excited to go back. And I'm excited to go back with a great group of people. So see you there. Stay tuned, watch for those emails. They'll either come out tonight or probably by end of day tomorrow at the absolute latest, but likely tonight.
Yeah, I would say if you didn't get picked, if you can keep something open, you may have an opportunity, because it seems like more times than not, someone has something come up and they get selected and can't go.
Yeah, there hasn't been, I think other than our very, very, very first annual event, we haven't had an event where we haven't had at least one participant have to drop for some reason. And so it just works its way down the list. And of course, who's ever first on the list gets that opportunity to accept or decline. But often people end up having things come up because they're often very last minute. So people have things come up or they schedule something else in that time frame. And so it is not uncommon for us to move pretty far down that list. We've definitely made it past 10 before. The first 10 is probably more likely, but that doesn't mean that we wouldn't get further down that list either. Anything else from any of the other board members? Jason's shaking his head no. David's just staring blankly at us, so I think he's
Thanks
good.
for joining us, everybody. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful night and a great rest of your weekend. We're excited to have you guys join us tonight. It was great having so many of you with us. I think this might have been the most we've had join us for one of these, so that's really cool. So thanks for that. And you guys have a great rest of your nights. I gotta get back to the original live stream, and we were saying goodbye.